Hey everybody, welcome to Storytime with John and Friends. I'm your host, John. Today we have a great episode. My best friend, Nick Sessanna, stopped by. Nick and I grew up together. He plays guitar in Genesee Hotel. He is the guitarist and one of the singers in Cooler. He also started a new project that recently dropped called Jaugust. Definitely go ahead and check out all of his music. It's all great. I love him to death. This episode was a lot of fun. Nick and I go way back, so it was nice to have him on the podcast and just have some conversations, relive some stories together. And he also brought to the table a new segment, which we had a lot of fun with. So if you like what you see, like what you hear, be sure to like and subscribe. You can go ahead and rate the segment below. There's a few things below that you can, interact with. Go ahead and interact. I'd love to hear your input. Be sure to stick around for the full episode and enjoy.
We were pissing neon green every day.
That big ball of heat in the sky was too much.
I thought there was a
bear.
Reality goes, yeah, fresco. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to
Welcome to
Storytime.
Storytime.
So, have you paid attention to this that's like with this Bigfoot bullshit?
No.
Oh, okay, dude.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Do you have your phone on you?
Yeah.
Take your phone out. Just Google Colorado Bigfoot.
Okay, before I do this, do you believe in Bigfoot? Yes or no? Don't. Just yes or no.
I didn't.
Yeah, yes, he is the answer. Okay.
Now I don't know because of this. So there are these people on a train like going through Colorado where there is nothing. You have to take a train to get to where they were going, and this is all just like desert land, basically. Click on the video, and they caught what looks or appears to be a Bigfoot walking across the plains,
Okay.
and then just squatting down and taking a
Oh, they caught a Bigfoot. Oh,
like who's walking through the mountains?
taking a.
No, who's walking through the mountains dressed in that in Colorado?
It's Bigfoot.
It kind of, dude,
It's Bigfoot.
I've never thought in my life was I like
Okay,
Bigfoot's
hear
real.
me out, hear me
Okay,
out.
that is like it made me think. That's all.
Hear me out. What if there is a North American great ape?
But that would be that's what a lot of people think Bigfoot is.
Yeah. Okay, but Bigfoot sounds like it's one. Like it is the Bigfoot, the entity, not like there are 12 North American great apes that exist across the Rocky Mountain region.
No, I think they refer to Bigfoot as its own
okay.
species.
So what is the plural of Bigfoot?
Dude, there's 20 Bigfoot over there.
There's no S?
No.
There's 20 Bigfoot in the Rocky Mountain region on camera.
But that doesn't sound wrong.
Okay, but what if they flew some guy out to Colorado where the train's derailed? Because that's happening again.
Well, okay, hold on. I've been home for 3 months now. It'll be 3 months by the end of this week, and I've had far too much time to search the internet. Like, I really have. I have had way too much time to search the internet and just deep dive when the baby's sleeping or anything like that. And, there's pictures that people have posted of, them walking down train tracks, and then there's a yellow contraption that's on it that it, is meant for derailing trains. Like, if you look at this thing, right here. It's right here, right?
Who do you think is manufacturing train derailers?
One person that the government has hired.
Do you think they make the train derailers in their garage? Or do you think there's a factory somewhere where they mass produce?
No, I don't think it's mass produced like that. Although it could be, because realistically, like, the government does whatever the they want. This is not a conspiracy podcast, but
It is now.
Right now, that's what we're talking about.
The moon landing was fake.
Bush did 9/11.
I can't think of another one. I'm not going to say another one. We already took it too far.
We have fun. We're joking.
Kind of.
So for those of you who don't know, Nick is my best friend in the entire world. I have Nick's birthday tattooed on my body, as he does mine.
It's true.
I will say I was first. I did it first.
By like 8 years. It took me 8 years to return the favor.
Accurate. Yeah. So we grew up together, and like starting in what, high school?
We met when I was 17 and you were
16.
16.
But you're what?
I'm a year and change older than you.
A year and 2 months.
Yeah.
Not even.
And change.
Almost exactly a year and 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we've just done a lot of dumb together. AKA I've done a lot of dumb while I was with Nick.
There's a lot of life lessons learned.
So we used to work together, and I won't say where, but we used to go into the cooler and sing at the top of our lungs.
Yeah.
NSYNC or Backstreet Boys.
What is the best Backstreet Boys song?
Dude, it's either, okay, my opinion, my favorite song.
You can pick your favorite, but then you also
I'm going
have
to tell you what I think is probably the best one.
All right.
Mine was the
Larger Than Life.
Larger Than Life.
That's a great
that
choice.
song, dude, the music video
Yeah.
got me hard.
Yeah.
Brother. Hard.
That song is about their fans. Like, isn't that weird? Like, they wrote a song and they're like, "You're the best fans in the freaking world." It's not like, "I'm a love you girl. I'm a work you girl." It's like,
Work you, girl.
it's like, every time we sing this song, you are there to buy tickets.
And that makes me richer than you.
I just think it's a weird subject matter for such a big song. Usually those songs are about love or heartbreak, not fans doing things that fans do.
I feel, yeah. Well, do you think that was a nod to the fans? One, and two, do you think that, okay, do you think it was a nod to the fans? First question.
Yes.
Second question. Did they write it?
No. No, hard no.
So
and
somebody
also,
else was like,
did you ever think about how that song was about being a good fan until this moment?
no, I had no idea.
That's
what
the
it was.
power of a good pop song, right? Because you didn't think about it. You don't even care what the words are. It's just that.
I listened to this person talking the other day, and they were saying how when they listened, I identify with this like a lot. When they listen to music, the first couple times they listen to a record, they listen to the vocals as an instrument, opposed to what the lyrics are being said and about. And I have never thought about it, but that's 100% how I listen to music.
It's all about the hook.
And but it's like, I don't give a shit what your lyrics are if it's done in a catchy melody, all that shit. And I feel like that for the first time when I heard that, I was like, dude, I've never thought about that, but that's exactly how I listen to it. Does the lyrics matter for a pop song?
No, and I'll tell you why. I have so many things to say. A lot of those songs, from the early 2000s, late 90s, they're written by Swedes, Max Martin, that crew.
Okay.
And they're not native English speakers. So a good example is Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. He thought hit me baby one more time meant call me. But actually to like a normal English speaker, it could suggest themes of domestic violence or perhaps S&M in the bedroom.
Or someone is on a hot streak in blackjack.
That's right. Hit me with a card. But who cares? Okay. That song slaps. Have you ever really sat down and listened to Baby One More Time?
Yes.
Oh my God.
The bass.
Oh, and the piano that's
Yeah.
in there, and then how do you write that? I don't know. Full circle, my favorite Backstreet Boys song is Quit Playing Games With My Heart.
Great song. Great song. Okay. On the count of three, same time.
Mm-hmm.
Best song as far as like
Overall,
yeah.
best written.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. I want it that way. Dude,
Yeah.
it's as simple as that.
It's so good. It's so good.
Dude,
First of all, there's a key change.
Dude,
Okay.
if you have a key change, if you're starting a band or you're like, you write music, if you put a key change, I'm in. I'm all in. Every band I've ever been a part of, I've suggested a key change at least once to every song we've written, and we've never done it.
I don't know how.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Thanks.
And
That's kind of a compliment. You just kind of complimented me.
Well, you have to be an idiot to not know.
If it hasn't been made clear, John and I have been playing music together since 2007.
Correct.
On and off.
2006, 2007, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick is in the band Cooler, and I am currently filling in on drums for that.
Yeah.
Nick also is the guitarist, backup vocals, all-around good guy in Genesee Hotel.
Yeah.
He has another project he just released called Jaugust.
Jaugust. Yeah. With my bud Anthony Del Plato.
Shout out Anthony.
Hi, Anthony.
He's done Brother Keep. We were in a band in high school together called In Motion.
In Motion.
That was like the power pop. Dude,
Yeah.
why does it hurt you so much to think about that?
The band?
Yes.
I think I had good times. There were good times. I am a
Little bitch.
in the most humble way possible. I'm a better songwriter now. And I look back at those songs and I see elements of the songs that I'm proud of, surrounded by elements of the songs that I'm deeply ashamed of.
Okay, but like you have to think of it as like you wrote those songs then so you could like get to the songs you're at now.
Yeah, I was 18 17, you know. But overall, it's a fond memory. I just, when you listen to something and you're like, I should have changed it. There's got to be a band you've been in that you feel that way about.
Every song I've ever recorded.
Exactly. You can't feel good about anything.
But that's only because like, well, I won't say every song. I'd say a good portion of songs because after like you can only do the pre-production so much and listen to it and change things around, and then when you go in to finalize and like record with Jay, shout out Jay, or anybody else that you record with, there's no going back. Like that is forever what the song will be known as.
Yeah.
And
You get one
I've
shot.
come up with stuff that I'm like,
Do not miss your chance to blow.
we can't afford that. But anyways,
Sorry.
the song or missing the chance.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I've come up with parts all the time, even like harmonies and stuff with the traditional. Like
Yeah.
there's parts that I'm like, fuck, that would have been so cool.
Yeah. Hindsight always. You have the the final mix and you're listening in the car and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this would sound good there. And then it's too late. There's nothing you can do about it.
Always, dude. It's every time. But the songs are recorded the way they were meant to be recorded and released.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And,
Whether you think it or not, I do strongly believe that because only you would be the one, like only you as the person playing it and recording it would think of that other thing. You know what I mean? Except for like, other musicians who could be like, oh, I would have done this or whatever. But like when I listen to a record, like the new Mansions record came out. When I listen to that record, I'm not listening to what I would have done. You know what I mean?
Yes. Shout out to Mansions. They're probably my third favorite band of all time.
Now's your first. And
yes.
Third Eye Blind is your second.
No.
No, it's Goo Goo Dolls.
They're up there. They're up there. Pinback, number 2.
I just never got into them.
That's a mistake. Let's go back to being positive. The Get Up Kids are probably number 5. That's something John and I early on bonded over.
Dude, okay, so I will say this. They're not even probably in my top 10.
What if they're listening to this right now?
Listen, well, let me go there. Hold on. They are not in my top 10 favorite bands, but Something to Write Home About is my number 1 record.
It's really good.
It's the number 1 record for me.
It's really good. You know what record also slaps? I mean, all of them, but Problems, like their newest one.
Great
It's
record.
so good.
On a Wire, great record.
Yes, dude. I'm not going to do
But
it.
what was the Science one?
Simple Science.
Simple Science. Horrible.
Bro, what if
I
they're
hated that
listening?
record.
What if they're listening?
I respect you as musicians. I looked up to you, and I still
Don't-
look up to you quite a bit. I hated that
don't
record.
talk shit
and
about
I think
it.
that you also hate that record because you don't play any fucking songs off of it ever.
I'm not a part of this. I love the Get Up Kids.
I do too. I'm just stating my
Okay.
opinion.
All right. We're moving on from that because.
Nick's
All right?
scared.
Okay, listen. I think this is a really good time to introduce our newest segment of the show. It's called Good Band Name, Bad Band Name.
Okay.
Every band we've ever been in edition.
Did not come up with this. I have no idea. I had no idea about this, but okay.
So we're going to start with a classic here. And I was thinking maybe as we go back and forth here, we could talk about a little bit about the band, where the name came from, and then rate the band name out of 10.
Okay. Let's do
Okay.
it.
So we're going to start with a John band here. The first band name on the docket is Church Hill. So take it away, John.
I can't tell you anything about it.
Where did the name come from?
I don't know. I didn't come up with it.
Where do you think your brother came up with the idea?
I don't know. He's a freaking ordained pastor.
Does he go to church on a hill?
No, but you know that there's an actual place relatively close to here that is the town of Churchill.
Is it named after the town?
I doubt it. Maybe they saw that and they were like, that would be a good band name.
What was Church Hill's best song?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I have no idea. That was a deep cut, dude.
You're my bestie, dude.
That was deep. I
know.
forgot about that band.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, our good band name or a bad band name?
I would say rate out of 10, right?
Sure.
6 out of 10. Not a terrible name.
You think Church Hill is a 6 out of 10 band name?
Dude. Opposed to a lot of other band names out there, that's not a terrible name in my opinion. Because you're thinking of it as Church Hill. It could be Churchill.
Winston. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Okay, that's not far off.
It has the word church in it, and I don't appreciate it. All right.
The only church that Nick supports is the Church of Satan.
No comment.
And the Church of...
I don't... We're going to move on to the second... We're going to keep on with our new segment here.
That'll be gone.
This is my first band ever.
Only seconds left. Where did that come from?
I don't know where the name came from. It was me and 2 other guys from Eden. It's where I grew up. And we never practiced. and I could only play a C chord and an F chord and a G chord on the guitar. But we had a band name, and that's when I decided I was going to sing. I had no prior singing experience, and I started burning CDs and playing them in the shower and singing to them in the shower.
That seems dangerous.
I think my mom really liked it. I think my dad really hated it. Actually, I don't know. But yeah, let's rate Only Seconds Left as a band name out of 10. I'm not going to lie.
Was it a pop punk band?
It was meant to be, but I couldn't play the guitar. I just thought I could play the guitar and wanted to play the guitar and was approached to be the guitarist.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I think this is a pretty good band name. I
wonder why.
I would still be in a band called Only Seconds Left. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10.
There's definitely worse names out there, but it definitely has like a really like pop punky.
No, I'm going to give you that. That's why it's
it.
not a 7. That's why it's not a 7.
I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Dude, okay.
Right.
The Kismet.
All right, here we go. Let me write that out for everybody. This was my first real band.
Check out his photos right here. There's band photos. Right here.
When I had hair, right? We'll get to that later. The Kismet was my band in high school. It featured a couple of my closest friends. Ron Walzak, Chris Miller was in it for a minute. A couple other people.
What does Chris Miller play?
Bass, but Ron was first. So
Keyboard, right?
we put him on keyboard, and then he had too much swimming practice. So we said, you can't. We're going to find another keyboardist. I'm sorry, Tiller.
Dude's gotta swim.
I still think about it like once a day, and I still feel bad about it. That being said, the name came from Magic the Gathering, and I still write a lot of songs that are taken from Magic the Gathering cards.
Fair.
If I'm going to rate this out of 10, it's like a 6.
I'd say that's a solid 8 out of 10.
You like it?
I think the Kismet was a smart name.
It's yeah. It's a good vocabulary word.
Yes.
It means fate or fortune. It felt a little bit like cultural appropriation to me.
Explain.
I think it's of Middle Eastern origin.
The word?
The word. Yeah.
No, that's an American word. That's an American
I've
word.
never heard a word more American than kismet.
Dude, no, that is like an English word, like a.
You think so?
Yeah, I think like I hear in my head I hear kismet, but I hear like a British accent.
Oh, it's a bit of kismet in it on a Tuesday.
Isn't it?
I'm still mad at Britain for the Jaguars beating the Bills, so let's change that topic now.
Just don't
be British. All right, we're moving on to another John band name here.
Dude.
Here we go.
With regards to silence.
You want to talk a little bit about with Wirtz?
We used to go by Warts because shortly after we came out with the name, we realized it was far too long for a band name.
How many syllables? With regards to silence. There's 6 syllables.
This was my first band that I started playing shows in. Mm-hmm. Ninth grade. Yeah, 9th grade. It was me, Kevin Skoma, Steve Karpik, Kevin Robinson, and Phil. How do you say Phil's? Civics? Yeah.
Hi, Phil.
So we were all 9th graders, and then Phil was like a sophomore in college. And we met him on
It's natural.
Dude, we met him on like Craigslist or some shit.
I miss Craigslist. So let's rate with regards to silence out of 10 as a band name.
I'm giving that a solid 3.4.
Yeah, I think that's Right
Fair,
around there.
fair.
Right around there.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not embarrassing. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
I will also say that like that band was. I learned a lot as a drummer
Yeah.
from that band
was-
because it was the early days of me being like, "Look at me, I'm sick. I play drums," and I would overplay everything.
Yeah. You were sick though.
I wasn't. I still am not.
You had at least one good song, probably two. We've come to a very special section. This is John and I's first band together.
Oh man. Let's give it a second.
Okay.
If you guys want to hear some, turn up your headphones now. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Okay.
I wonder what song you picked.
There's only one. Oh, that's not our first band.
I knew I was missing it. What is it? I don't remember.
Polaroids
Oh,
of
dude,
robots,
no.
dude.
That's bad. You asked me why I'm ashamed. That's why I'm ashamed. That is why I'm ashamed.
Write it down. Show it to the.
Okay.
Okay. Just so we can,
So let me tell you something. I remember somebody from high school saying to another one of my friends, "Oh, are you gonna go join that band, like Pictures of Robots?" And I still like feel bad about that. It wasn't even that insulting, but I knew what they were implying, and that's all it took.
dude. All right. So this band, this was the first band we ever played in together, and I gotta say it's pretty terrible, as you could hear previously.
Oh, you're gonna play Complete? You played
It's the
Complete?
only song.
You're right.
Polaroids of Robots. Yeah, so this band was like, for those of you who know Mandy Kay, who doesn't? I mean, let's be real.
Hi, Mush.
It was me, you, Kevin Robinson, Craig McDormand, and Nathan McDormand. Nate was in Mandy Kay at the time, and then we stole him from Mandy Kay.
We thought we were so smooth.
But yeah, so we wrote a song, and we were like, yeah, let's get ready to record it.
That is one of the most shameful moments of my entire life. You know what? The song wasn't bad. I'm not proud of it. On that note, let's rate the name Polaroids of Robots out of 10.
-4 out of 10, dude.
Who came up with it?
I don't remember. Was it Craig?
It was probably me. It was a rare miss. So anyways,
terrible name.
We realized this, and the cringe was too strong. We had to change it. We threw out the song Complete,
Yes.
but kept the other stuff we were working on, and we became this band.
The Make Believe. Now, I do not hate that.
I'll tell you what. You know the Kinsella brothers?
No.
American Football
Yeah,
and Joan of Arc and all those bands. There is a Kinsella band named Make Believe.
Right, but we were the Make Believe.
I may or may not have known this at the time and was okay with it anyways. And
Yeah, because we were in high school and no one gave a shit.
I don't know, man. It's
We recorded with
Jay
Jay from This Is an Empire. He was the drummer.
in his basement,
Yes.
and it sounded so weird.
It was terrible.
It sounded weird. I don't know what we were thinking. Do you still have those?
I might.
They got to be on a CD
I
somewhere.
might have them.
They're really bad. And I specifically remember starting this band because Mandy Kay was really popular, and I was really jealous. And I still get jealous of other bands when they are popular. And I just wanted to like write songs that would be popular. And I don't think there's shame in wanting to write a pop song.
No,
But
not at all.
I think we went into it like, yeah, man, let's sell out. Let's write songs for the chicks.
I don't even think it was for the chicks. It was we want to be popular in Buffalo because Mandy K is already popular in Buffalo, and they had something going that was working.
They did.
And then we were like, yo, we could do this too. And it just was never as good.
It was never as good.
Yeah. Agreed.
Maybe once we got to the next band, we flirted.
The same band, though.
We flirted.
Like, we just changed the name and
yeah,
kicked out one member.
Real quick, while I'm writing that name down, let's rate the Make Believe out of 10.
I'll give it a solid 6 out of 10.
I was ashamed to tell my dad what my band's name was, and that's saying something.
But that's because your dad is like the manliest man I've ever met in my whole life.
Agreed, which makes it even worse. Like, my band is the Make Believe, and we are playing with balloons and painting our faces. And like,
Hey, look at that.
you know what? That may have had some pull with the high school girls. We were of high school age. That's not a creepy thing to say. You should probably cut that out.
I'm not going to. That's
But, you know, we were just trying to be like the neon pop band. You know?
power pop.
Pop. Yeah. Anyways, this is the big one.
This one was fun. In Motion.
I hope you can still read this. Yeah, I feel like we tried to write a bunch of like sugary sweet songs.
On the first record, we definitely did.
And they were
Okay.
And then we were like, you know what? We can do better. And we took the sugary sweet sound and wrote some genuine songs.
We did write Pony. It's probably one of our biggest hits.
That song slaps. No cap.
No, I agree. I think the next record we wrote, like the second one, was more for us than it was for.
It was.
We didn't still have that mindset of, let's write a song and sell it. I want to point out every band in existence, I don't care who you are, you've had the idea of, let's write this record because we're going to be the next big thing.
Especially being in your teens.
Oh, yeah, because you think
know?
that anything's going to break, which is crazy
Absolutely.
because now today that could happen just because of the internet. But back then it was not a thing. And first of all, and second of all, like, unless you were Paramore, who at 16 freaking blew up, there was just no chance of that happening, really. Realistically, it wasn't happening.
I still think it's going to happen. I'm just kidding.
Moving on.
This is a band for me
Yes.
directly after In Motion. I rejected the sugary sweetness. I said, you know what? I love Brand New. When it was okay. I want to write aggressive stuff. And Nate came along, and he didn't want to play the keyboard anymore. He wanted to play the guitar. And this is the name of that band.
I don't think people realize or know this, but Nate is kind of a musical genius when it comes to playing instruments. He's just like you don't even have to tell him what key anything is in, and he can sit down at the piano and play along with whatever song is playing. Same thing on guitar. He just has a understanding of music more so than anyone I personally have ever met.
I wish I did.
Yeah, it just clicks with them.
I wish I was that talented. But,
Yeah.
you know, here I am. Anyways, Rescue Cat. We played one show. It was the Eden Talent Show.
Yes.
I was 20 years old.
Crushed it.
We did crush it.
I was there.
You came?
All over the place, dude.
Thanks, bro. The name came from a Yu-Gi-Oh card that I randomly had sitting in a drawer, and it stuck. I'm not sure it embodied the spirit of like the aggressive, like dirty, angry, screamy music we were playing, but maybe it did. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't hate this band name.
I hate it.
What would you get it? What would you give it?
A 2 out of 10, dude. I think
You think Rescue Cat is worse than the Make Believe? Rescue Cat is worse than with regards to Silence.
Dude, you might as well have been the Pussycat Dolls or whatever the fuck. Like,
I
the
see
word
what you're
cat
saying.
ruins me.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give this like a 7.
Fine. Totally opposite.
Wait,
ends
we
of the
didn't rate
spectrum.
In Motion.
Oh, we didn't because it's a great record and I love Copeland.
We did take it from
100%.
Copeland.
100%.
I would go through my iTunes
We
and
did.
just
We all sat down and did that.
Yeah.
For sure.
That is a good record.
A great record. I would give that name 7 out of 10, maybe 6.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
not,
okay.
It's not original.
It's okay. It's okay. And I feel like people were like,
About the band,
no, about the
the
name.
name. Dude, I feel that way about every
It starts with an
band.
I. What's in? Is that a preposition? What figure of speech is an I? It's not a gerund. What was your band after Emotion? The Hello Approach?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about the Hello
We can talk
Approach?
about the Hello Approach.
You think Nicky J is listening?
Dude, fuck that guy. First of all, I'm not editing this. Fuck those dudes. Those dudes owe me quite a bit of money.
I'm not going to write the name down. Do you want me to write it down?
Go ahead. I don't
Okay.
give a shit. You know,
Are you enjoying this?
Yeah, this is fun.
Okay, great.
We're basically doing the like the history of Nick and John's.
Yeah, I
band.
love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
cool.
it.
So In Motion had been done.
Sad.
In Motion broke up, and
Sad.
actually, little funny little tidbit about In Motion. A little story. You and I actually stopped talking for a little bit. We had a little bit of an argument. And
It was
that
my fault.
It was my fault too. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Now we're stuck together because we have tattoos of each other.
That's true.
Birthdays. Anyways,
That's true.
So
I think at the time, if I can clarify, I tied all of my friendships to
bands.
my bands.
Yeah.
And
I think everybody kind of did.
well,
not everybody. That's a fucking lie.
I was very much like, my band is my life. My bandmates are my best friends in every scenario, and it was never ever true, except this time
So
when I pushed it away. You know?
yeah, whatever. So we hadn't been a band for a little bit. It wasn't like we officially broke up, but we were not playing and we were not actively a band. But we never said anything. So we were like open to shows if it was something worthwhile.
That's right.
And then we got an offer, and this is where you and I squashed the beef.
Beef squashed.
We opened for Lights
That was sick.
at Mohawk Place.
That was sick.
Which, hilarious, my wife was in the crowd.
My wife.
My wife. Yeah, she was in the crowd, but so I just remember Nate would do this thing where, like, for one of our songs, I forget which one, there's a keyboard part that he would play, and he was singing, and he changed the lyrics to a Lights song.
Yeah.
And
Last thing on my mind.
yes. But anyways, she came in. She wasn't in the venue, obviously. It's a small venue, whatever. She came in afterwards, and she was getting ready for, like, sound check. And she comes up to me, and she's like, "Oh, my goodness, I heard what you guys did," and gave me a hug. And everything else after that doesn't matter.
I think Nate wanted the hug.
Dude, he was so sad because he left.
He was the one who did it.
I know.
And you got the
And I
hug.
got the hug. And then I told him, and he was so
He's
sad,
mad.
dude.
I think also at that show, he tried to give Lights his number,
Yes.
and he gave her
Dan's
Dan's
number? Yeah, so he gave his best friend's number to her instead. First of all, she didn't ever.
She was
text
not
or
going to call.
It was never going to happen.
She was not gonna call.
The fact that he was nervous and drunk.
Gave her someone else's number.
It's so good. He gave her his best friend's number.
Who knows what could have been had he given her the right number?
Unreal, dude.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Was it? Let's go with this one next.
Okay.
This was a big one for me.
Brother's keeper. I mean, brother keep.
Yeah, I did get that a lot. I got
I
a
know you
lot
did.
of Brothers Keeper. Actually, there was a band from Buffalo who commented on Facebook on one of our show announcements, like, Brother Keep, are you kidding? Have you ever heard of Brothers Keeper from Pennsylvania? These guys suck, and they're nerds, and they don't deserve happiness. And I remember like overthinking it and like commenting something very cerebral, and I should have just been like, you know,
See you at the show, guys.
yeah, exactly. Or like, your band is terrible and we don't care what you think. But
They cared.
I cared deeply, and it scarred me for years.
Where'd that band name come from? You just big fans of Brothers Keeper?
I've never seen, is that a movie?
No, it's a band.
Okay, I don't know.
It's like I'm pretty sure it's a heavy, like, hardcore band. Punk hardcore.
I think I saw somebody's gamer tag on Halo, and their name was Brother Keep, and I was like, that's sick. And I remember it was me and Ron and my brother Jake, and we were just practicing in the basement, and I was like too shy and embarrassed to say Brother Keep out loud, so I wrote it on the whiteboard, and everyone was like, oh, that's so cool. We almost named ourselves Tropical Life.
Hate it.
What was the opposite of Arctic Death? Tropical Life.
Fine, but like at the same time, terrible name, because if you're not playing reggae or like fucking who the fuck just died? Margaritaville.
If you're not playing Margaritaville, don't name your band Tropical Life.
Terrible.
That being said,
Jimmy Buffett. R.I.P.
sweet Buffy. I think Brother Keep is where I first started writing like okay songs. If I listen back to it,
I sent you the screenshot. I was literally listening to the first record the other day.
you were, and I appreciate that. I should have cut a minute and a half out of every single one of those songs.
But agreed. But this is where that got you to where you're at now.
It's fair.
Yeah.
I'm still proud of Face Like a Map. And
Great record. Can I be completely honest?
Yeah,
The last record you guys did,
to you and yours.
I've never heard. so you
Okay.
Dude, okay, so hold on, let me explain. I don't know why. I genuinely have no idea why. I have listened to Face Like a Map so many times.
It was in your van.
yeah.
I
I
remember Mush
Yes.
complimented me on it, and I melted because I was always jealous of Mush and his success. And
dude, all those millions that he made in the last one.
listen, Mush is still riding
He's great.
a wave of success. Anything he touches turns to gold. You were saying
Turns to local goat.
local
Gold.
goat.
Goat.
That's a good band name.
Local goat.
Local
is
goat.
A terrible band.
Dude, what about local greatest of all time though? That's sick. That's sick.
I hate that as well.
Okay.
It's too wordy.
All right.
But so I went, you were like, I was like, where's Face Like a Map? Because I have it on my iTunes, but on my phone, it won't let me play it unless I, whatever. So you were like, it's on Bandcamp. So I pull up Bandcamp and I see that there's 3 records. And I'm like, what the fuck is this one?
Yeah.
So I clicked on it. I'm like, I've never listened to this one before.
And I'm not going to start now.
So I clicked on Face Like a Map.
Look, the last one's fine. I'm more proud of Face Like a Map.
I'll get to it. I genuinely had no idea that there was a third record.
There's actually 4, but the other one's not uploaded because I thought it was bad and it wasn't bad. But now I'm not going to upload it now.
Could.
I might.
He might.
Do you ever, like, okay, I know we're in a couple bands now. Have you ever put out a record that is exactly what you wanted the band to sound like at that moment in time? It like perfectly captured the band.
Yes. I think that was the full length for us.
How to Live Without
Traditional.
Blood?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 10 out of 10 record.
So for us personally,
yeah.
I think that record was exactly what we wanted to write,
Uh-huh.
but it was not exactly what the labels wanted us to write.
Bro, I'm going to stop you right there because we have to rate Brother Keep before we tell this story. What do you think of this band name?
Brother Keep,
Yeah?
I'd give that a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It loses at least 3 points
For Brothers
for
Keeper.
Brothers
Yeah.
Keeper. Yeah. And other than that, it's like a pretty indie rock name, pretty standard. But that's a perfect time to segue.
Okay, hold on. Do you think that a band name, you should be able to tell what kind of music that band plays based off of their name?
I think it helps. It's part of the cultivated image. You know what I mean? Like if you're a dream pop band and you name your band like Dying Child, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, right.
Or like Diseased Newborn, you know, that's not smart. Yeah, check out my new band, Infected Pikachu. We play hyper pop. Actually, that makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Should we do the traditional?
We can do the traditional. So the traditional. Where'd we come up with that name, Nick?
Yingling.
Yes. So we were. What was our first name before we came out?
Pilots.
No.
Yeah, it was. It was Pilots.
Okay. Yes, but what was the name after that?
Au revoir, cliche.
Yes. For those of you that don't know, I was not in the band on the first record, You Cannot Rebuild Forever. I joined the band while I was on tour because a bandmate that I was, Ryan, who was in the traditional, he was in another band with me, which we'll go back to, but he reached out to me and was like, hey, our drummer, he doesn't want to do it anymore. Are you interested? And I was like, what does it sound like? They sent me one song. I was like, I'm in. We didn't have a band name. They were going by Pilots. And then they were like, nah, we don't want to do Pilots. At practice, we all sat down. We were just trying to go through names. And Au revoir, cliche was voted on. And 3-1 said yes. I hated that name.
It's not good.
It's terrible.
I'm
man.
sorry, Mush.
It's terrible.
It's not good.
I was gonna try and it's like okay. So it was 3-1. We started telling people the name, and they were like, "Really?" And
that's how you know you got to change your name.
I told one person, and I texted everybody like minutes later. I was like, "We got to change it. Everybody hates it. Like people are like making fun of it."
That's
and I was
bad.
like, "This is why I didn't want this to
That's
be the name."
bad.
Whatever. We all got together, and I think Mike actually told somebody too, and then the same thing happened where they were just like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
why?
it's in a different language.
Yeah, but also like it didn't match our sound either.
Right.
Like that came off as like a I See Stars,
Okay.
like screamo synthy
There's a
thing
band
to
I'm
me.
trying to think of.
But so we're sitting in the basement and we're all sitting there throwing names out. We're like, no. And we had been drinking Yingling, and there was a box of Yingling on the floor. And Anthony looks at it, and I look at it, and Anthony just goes, "What about the traditional?" And on the box, it says the traditional lager, Yingling. And then if you look at the logo of that, and then look at the logo of the traditional's first record, 100% ripped off. Like we made it our own, but it's the same thing.
It was good
basically.
branding, though. You
was the
guys
same-
had good
yeah.
branding.
But we were like a let's go fucking party band, you know?
Yeah,
Like that was
yeah.
our thing. We wanted people to come out and have a good time, and it worked for us, you know? But yeah, that's how that name came out.
How do you feel about it?
I never thought it was like I never thought it was like the best name.
I'll tell you,
I thought it worked.
it's good. It's not bad.
I'd probably
It's
say
good.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a 7er.
Yeah.
It's not worse than Brother Keep. Is it better than Brother Keep? If you look it up on Spotify, Christmas songs come up
Really?
because the traditional like "Oh Holy Night,"
Yeah, but that's stupid. That's not a band name.
Well, I didn't upload the.
Don't.
Speaking of Oh Holy Night, we missed this one.
Voice of Autumn.
Take it away, John.
Voice of Autumn. Voice of Autumn. This was like our brand new wannabe band.
Yeah.
It was me, Kevin Robinson, Nate McDormand, and Brian Bennett, and then came up with the name Voice of Autumn. I don't remember how it came up, but we just
it sounds like a Nate.
100%.
Like Nate came up with it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. At one point in my life, Voice of Autumn was hands down my favorite band.
I enjoy listening or playing those songs. I think that's the first time I started singing in a band. I started doing the harmonies.
Path is like a 10 out of 10 song.
Really?
Quotient is a 10 out of 10 song.
Okay. I, as somebody who helped write those songs, disagree, but that's because I'm my own worst enemy.
Can't afford that.
All right, on to the next.
Let's see. Okay, so we're past Brother Keep. We're past Voice of Autumn. We're past the traditional.
Yeah. I think it's just
So I think we're on
what
to
we're
our
with now.
Yeah, like our current-ish bands.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with Me next.
Yes. Too much me. Cooler.
Yeah, so a lot of familiar faces in a lot of these bands. A lot of names have come up like a million times. So after Brother Keep, my brother was like, I don't want to play drums anymore. He wanted to do his own thing. Broke my heart, Jake. But I had to keep going, you know? I don't know about you, but like being a musician.
Sorry.
I was speaking from the heart, and you derailed it with Taylor Swift.
Can't afford that name, that's for sure. Schmaler Schlift.
So Nate, again, Adam, and my wife, Allie.
My wife.
Got together, and we looked for a drummer, and we couldn't have John because he was in the traditional. And we tried forever and ever and ever. And finally, I was like, you know what? I give up. I'm playing drums.
Yes.
And then we started that up. I started out playing the drums. This was 2015. This is 8 years ago.
Yeah, dude. But you also weren't just playing the drums. You were singing while you were drumming. And
It's true.
Let me just say something. As a drummer who does sing quite a bit in the bands that he's a part of now, that's not an easy thing to do. And it took me a hell of a long time to learn. So for you to be able to do that is, I commend you on that.
Thank you.
Because especially
Thank you.
as you were singing as the lead.
I was
For some of the
I was
songs.
one of the leads.
Yes.
And the reason I like being in a band is I like
He
writing.
likes all eyes on him. That's why.
It's all about
It's just
me.
all about likes and clicks.
It's
That's
always
all.
been about me.
That's all it's ever been about.
No, I like writing the songs. I want to write songs. I want to hear the finished product for the first time and cry by myself in my car. But we were originally going to, and I kind of regret not sticking with this name. We were originally going to be High Teens. This was before the Every Time I Die record.
I know. I remember because we had this conversation. High Teens was a great name, and it even would have been fine
Yeah.
if they weren't a Buffalo band.
Who?
Etid.
That it would have predated
But what
Low
I'm saying,
Teens.
right?
They would have owed us money.
No, because
Yes.
Low Teens is not even remotely close.
I came up with it. They heard it from me.
Well, when I have Keith on next week, I'll have to have this conversation. I'm kidding. I'm not having him on.
We were going to be High Teens. I was embarrassed to tell my mom that I was naming my band Teenagers That Smoke Marijuana. But actually, it was about the temperature in Buffalo, New York. It's usually in the high teens. But I was ashamed. Again, it's one of those shameful moments. So we changed it to Cooler after the Dragon Ball Z character.
I did not know that's why.
Yeah.
I just thought you guys loved having cold beverages anywhere you went.
I think we gravitate more toward that now than the Dragon Ball Z character. But
Okay.
we
That makes more sense, honestly.
picked Cooler. We stuck with it. I think it's an all right band name. I'm going to give Cooler a 7 out of 10.
I think that it's great.
You can shit on it.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. It's better than Microwave, which is why
Wow.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Dude, that is you're not just saying that because you're in it and I'm sitting right here.
No, I'm not in it. I'm filling in. It's not the same.
Thank you, John. I think it's generous. I think it's an acceptable band name. I think it's slightly hard to Google. I think it is an appliance, and I think it's named after an anime, and it loses 3 points for that for me.
Yeah, but I mean, I just like to think about it.
What
as
if I named my
appliance.
band Sasuke-kun,
You probably would be much more successful.
Naruto-kun? Don't cut that out.
Cultural appropriation.
Wow. Actually, maybe.
Don't call me Ashley. Fuck.
All right, we're coming. We're kind of winding down here.
We got one more, right? 2 more?
I would say 2 more.
Yeah.
Let's do this one next.
Jen?
Yeah. Not your wife. Okay, don't talk about your wife that way.
I'll do her next.
Hell yeah, dude. Now that's having a healthy relationship. I don't know how to spell this.
SSEE.
No, that's incorrect.
GENN.
We're going with this.
We don't know how to spell our own band name.
It's literally tattooed on my body, and I don't know how to spell it.
So, Genesee Hotel, that is the band that we are currently in that is not current.
It's
a band.
it's
We are a band. We just don't do anything, which is fine
it's
because
fine.
everybody
It's
has
fine.
lives. I have a kid. Mush has 2 kids. You have a dog.
I have 3 other bands.
Yeah. 4, technically.
Yeah.
I think the name of this band would not be terrible if we didn't name it after something so horrid and depressing.
I like that aspect of it.
But it doesn't match the band.
I think there is at least 2 other bands in Buffalo with the word hotel in their name.
Hotel Etiquette. Shout out Mike Hansen.
Hi, Mike.
New record coming out like any day now. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
This week, maybe? Next
Yeah,
week?
Cooler is playing their release show, and I'm
Yes.
psyched on it.
I will be there. That will be my last show with you for
a minute.
A minute, yes.
Not because we're kicking him out.
No.
He's kicking himself out. There's another hotel band. I'm not gonna. I don't care. We're not gonna dig through hotel bands. I felt weird about that.
I don't really care about that. It
Mush-
is a little weird, but
Mush loved it, and I love Mush.
I don't hate the band name anymore.
I
I
think-
just couldn't get past where it came from.
I think we should have named our band Big Soap.
It's been our show, everybody.
Wait, can I show him tattoo?
Go ahead. Yeah, if you want, you can just send me a picture. I'll post it up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna show you. I have a tattoo of Genesee
You know what, dude?
Hotel.
You know what I want you to do?
What?
I want you to stand on your chair and drop your pants and show the tattoo, and I'll zoom in on it.
For real?
Yes.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I swear to God. Oh, this is great. What the fuck? You can't see it.
No.
You can't see it. Hold on.
I'm backwards. Can you see it? Can you see it?
I'll post a picture.
Okay.
Oh, that was fun.
Those are just gonna stay off for now.
Fuck, that was funny.
Rate the name out of 10.
4 out of 10.
I don't love it, and I love Mush, and I love our first record.
I love our second record.
It's not as good as the first one, but shout out Jay because he nailed it.
Nailed it.
Remember I was talking about it's exactly what I wanted it to sound like? That's
Yeah.
Strawberry EP. And the second one was fine, but we had to do it ourselves. We didn't have the full studio treatment, and I think
it helped our wallets.
it helped our wallets, and that's the only reason we did it that way.
Correct.
Should we stop there?
You got one more. Just come up with where did Jaugust come from?
Okay, so I was playing Dungeons and Dragons
And Joggins.
in Joggins.
Droggins.
Dungeons and
Droggins.
Droggins.
In Jaugust.
And we were talking about how so many months start with the letter J. January, June, July. That's probably it.
Jaugust.
And then
April.
someone said, her name is Emma. Emma, if you're listening, hi. She just said Jaugust. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just struck me. And I was like, that's it. I'm using that for another
that.
band.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and that's all there is to it. Yeah, those songs, Anthony briefly lived with me at Del Plato.
Yes.
And the first 4 days he lived with me, we sat down once per night and wrote a song each night. And then never...
They're honestly really catchy, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then never wrote another song.
Smartest thing you ever did.
We're going to write more, but like the first batch, that's how they came about.
John on drums.
Yeah. Do you want to rate the name?
Jaugust. I'm giving Jaugust a 3 out of 10.
That
Sorry.
hurts my feelings severely because I was going to give it like a 9. I was going to really give it like a 9. It embodies the soul of the project.
Bro.
I'm dumbfounded right now.
I'm John. Nice
You
to
said
meet
it's terrible?
Dude,
It's worse than With Regards to Silence? No.
Yes, because,
No.
dude, if you say the name Jaugust, what kind of music do you think that...
Sad emo tronica. That's what I think.
So you're the post-still Jaugust?
Kinda.
All right,
Shit on it, dude. Let it rip.
I'm not going to shit on it.
Shit
I'm
on
not
it.
gonna
You
shit-
already
okay.
shat on it, dude. You said 3. You gave With Regards to Silence a 3.6. You gave
Bias, dude.
You gave your 15-year-old band a higher score than my current electronic side project.
Just came out.
That just came out.
I said it for shock value. I wanted to get a reaction out of you. I'd give it a 5.8.
No, we're gonna cut it down the middle. He's actually giving it like a 4.
No. I'd say it's at least a 5.
Okay. What do you hate about it?
I don't hate anything about it. I just don't.
Love it.
Yeah, it's just not.
Okay.
It's not. It doesn't like jump out at me
Yeah.
personally.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
I like the story of where it came from better because it's like funny.
And it was a moment in time.
Right.
It was an innocuous moment that meant nothing.
Which I get and I understand.
Yeah.
And that makes me like it a little bit
It
more.
stuck with me.
But
We
when I saw the name, I didn't know how to say it.
It's August with a J.
Right. And that's what I made that assumption.
Okay.
But I wasn't
You weren't sure.
sure.
That's fine.
And I there shouldn't be a question.
Okay. That's fair. If you can't pronounce it, what are you doing?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me you just went to everybody. I want to know what your rating is for all of these. Okay?
Please.
So below, right? If you're on Spotify, there is a whole thing. You can rate it 1 out of 10, and I'm going to put each one up there, and I want you guys to let me know so I can get back to Nick.
You are definitely going to hurt my feelings. I can promise you that.
And if you need to leave a comment about it, explaining, please do, because it's just.
Yeah.
We'll have him back on and read the comments. And that could be a whole thing itself.
That's a great idea.
That could be a thing in its own. So please do that. Please do that. Now, I want to get to since this is a storytelling podcast,
There were a lot of stories there.
There was a lot more explanations.
It was dense, but I think there's some gems. There's some moments of greatness. I took my pants off. Am I the first guest who has removed his pants?
100%.
That's sick.
So you just went to Philly?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you do there?
We went and saw the 20th anniversary show of Transatlanticism and Give Up,
That's so sick.
Death Cab and the Postal Service. It was
They played on the same night, or
They did. Yeah, Ben Gibbard did like an hour and a half, and it was wild.
That's awesome.
It was wild. That was a great show. That's definitely where I got COVID, but it was a great show.
Worth it.
Worth it.
That's okay. The first time I got COVID was at your show with Hot Mulligan and the Get Up Kids, right? Or no, it was the Get Up Kids.
The Get Up Kids.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm so glad they didn't cancel that. It was 1 to 3 days away from being canceled.
When everything got shut down.
Yeah, and it's like one of the greatest accomplishments of my life. So, of course, COVID would threaten to take that away, but luckily, it didn't.
It's back.
She back, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what did anything like memorable happen while you were there? Was there like a super drunk person or like fights or anything like that? Like a lot of people fighting at the emo-tronic pop shows.
Philly was chill, man.
Was it chilly? Philly was chilly.
Philly was not chilly when we went. I did get a cheesesteak.
From?
Ish Kabibble.
Okay, so you didn't do the 2 spots.
No.
Okay.
And our Uber drivers told us not to.
Yeah, most people they
They said,
it's
don't
the
go to Gino's.
It's the equivalent of being like, "Hey, you're in Buffalo, go to Anchor Bar." No. If you're from Buffalo, you're not going to
I
Anchor
hear that.
Bar. It's the equivalent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rate that 1 out of 10.
The cheesesteak?
Yes.
It was like a 5. Like, I would rather go to Jim's Steakout. I'm not kidding. Like, Buffalo food is that good. That our, like, late-night drunk food staple, like a Stinger, was better than, like, Philly's best cheesesteak.
Okay.
Also, it took everything in me not to just talk about the Bills to everybody the entire time.
Dude, they would have hated that.
I know. And I hate them for...
They would have thrown batteries at you, dude. Hey, did you know that that's a thing they do?
No.
So
I'm glad I kept my mouth shut.
There was a game. I want to say it was a baseball game, the Phillies game, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but it was like either they won or they lost, and it was either they threw it at their team or the opposing team. So vague. I'm sorry about the story, but they brought batteries into the stadium and whipped them at the players.
The only batteries that I throw are car batteries into the ocean.
Anyways, so I have one of my fondest memories. I want to know your, like, what you remember of this night.
Okay.
We were in high school. We were in Motion. And me and K-Rob were like, we're going to ride our bikes from Hamburg, Orchard Park, all the way over to Eden, to Nick's house.
We did get really into bike riding for like 2 months.
Yeah, it was great because that's all you have in Buffalo to ride a bike.
The suburbs of Buffalo.
Yeah.
But yes, we were going on a bike ride.
Okay, you just tell it because I want to hear your...
Yeah, so they, John and K-Rob, and I think Nate was there too.
I think so, yeah.
But we were just gonna ride our bikes. It was the evening.
Yes. It was dark out.
We were gonna ride to like Tim Hortons or something just to like hang out. We were just being bros having a good old time on their bikes. So
Couple of guys.
just a couple of guys riding their bikes. So
Stupid.
my road is a very like gentle slope. So we congregate at my house. Let's go get an ice cap, hang out as bros on bikes.
Yes.
So we take off, and my road is just a gentle slope, and John's in front of me, right?
There's not a whole lot of lights.
No, it's dusk. You can still see, but it's getting dark. It was not safe to ride our bikes. We did so anyways. John's maybe 20 feet in front of me. And we're cruising. Bros on bikes. And all of a sudden, I see John go, da-boom. And he starts screaming. And I'm like, oh my God, like he's hurt. And he's just screaming, it's all over me. It's all over me. I can feel it. It's on my legs. And I'm like, he's bleeding. He's dying. So we pull over and he's like, I ran it over, dude. I killed it. We turn around and there's an opossum laying in the middle of the road. John hit an opossum.
It was massive.
It was
dude.
huge. You hit it going probably 20 miles an hour.
Probably, yeah.
And just kept going.
Dude, I just ran. It's like I replay this all the time in my head.
Yeah.
It's coming across the street. I didn't see it. Because I think I was like turned around, like talking to you guys or whatever. And the reason why I freaked out is because I was riding with no hands. And
That's whoa.
so
whoa.
I'm like this, and I'm, ooh, and I turn, and as I turn, this thing's right in front of me, and I fucking plow into it, but I rode over its neck.
Boom.
Its neck.
Yeah.
Its neck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's blood everywhere.
I killed it. It's on my legs. Dude, here's the kicker, okay? We're like, is the possum okay? And we turned around and it was gone. It got up and walked away.
See, I remember it being like, it was there.
It was.
It was there when we went back to it.
We checked your legs for possum blood.
We went back and we were like, holy shit. Because I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And then everybody stopped and was like, it's an opossum, whatever. So we looked at it and we are like, is it dead? And we were like, yeah, it's fucking dead. So we like turn around, we start riding. And then I was like, this is crazy. We turned around again and it was gone.
Gone. It lived.
And then the panic set in because I was like, he's coming for me.
The possum is coming.
Oh, God, that dude, it was playing possum.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was playing dead.
The more you know. Do you want to hear a poop story?
You have a poop story.
I have a couple. I can tell you a couple.
Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, come here. It's been a little while. It's everybody's favorite segment. Where you poo. Take it away, Nick.
I invited my dad over to my house. Usually I go to my parents' house.
Because they have a hot tub.
Because they have a nice house and I live in a apartment in Buffalo. But I invited my dad over. We were working on something. He's putting in his hard-earned, putting in his time after a long, hard day at work. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy him dinner. We're going to get subs. So we get subs from the bodega down the road. So I got my sub. It's an assorted sub B. My wife is excited because she had just purchased new patio furniture. And one of them was a poof. Like, it's not a chair. It's like a poof that you sit on.
Yeah, like the big cushiony ones.
Kind of a cushion. So I'm sitting there eating dinner with my dad. I'm a proud son. I'm grateful for his work. We were definitely working on the house. I take a bite of my sub, and I feel a familiar rumble. So I broke wind, but it wasn't just wind.
Okay.
It was liquid lava on my wife's brand new poof.
You shit on it?
It was white.
Oh, no.
So I shit my pants, and I was not wearing jeans, okay? I was wearing like pajama pants or something. And it got on the poof in front of my dad.
Dude.
In front of my dad. And I had to get up and waddle away in shame.
What was his reaction?
I don't 100% know if he noticed, and I'm thankful for that. But my wife noticed, and I ruined her poof. I'm sorry.
Ruined her poof.
I ruined her poof. I shit. It was literally the first time anyone had ever used the poof, and I shit on it.
The fuck?
I would have, you know.
So I want to hear the story about when was watching House.
I was watching.
You were watching House. Okay. You kind of set this up for like a cool like party night.
I wanted to hang with my bros.
It was just like close bros. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a big night for you.
Yeah, it was.
What was the idea going into this?
Okay, a little bit of backstory. I had just been broken up with. Okay, I was in a relationship for 8 years. I was 23. So, you know, the majority of my adult life, I was with this person. And I was crushed. I didn't know what to do. I was out of college. I didn't know how to meet people. I didn't know what was going on in my life. It really, like, it threw me way off. So what I decided to do was become a yes man. And anytime anybody invited me somewhere, I would say yes. Like anytime there was a new experience, anytime there was a show, I would go alone and just hope that I knew somebody there. And to be honest with you,
it worked.
It really worked. Yeah. It changed my life. It like made me a better person. And like
for somebody who was an introvert,
it
really extroverted you.
I had to, and I owed it to myself to do it, and I'm so glad that I did.
Yes.
But one of the first hurdles for me was to try smoking weed, because for a long time in my life, I was vehemently against it. I don't do that. And then it just became like, I've never done it, so I'm never going to do it. And I realized, like, how do I know? I don't know. If I don't experience things, I can't have an opinion on them. So I decided, like, you know what? I'm going to ask a few of my closest friends. We're going to get together at house. I'm really sorry.
It was not in the house.
It wasn't in the house. It was outside of the house, but it was near the house. And it just was an opportunity for me. And thank you for that. But yeah, John was there and a couple other people that I already mentioned that I should have mentioned. But it was a really fun night.
It was a great night. What did we do?
We went to Tops and we bought frozen pizzas.
Yes.
And
Dude,
other snacks.
An absurd amount of money on snacks.
It was a big night. I remember the pipe.
Yep.
It had music notes on it. Mm-hmm. And John was a very good weed smoker. So he was like, don't hit it too hard. You're going to cough, and you don't want to cough because you don't have a sore throat all night. And I was like, I really appreciated his gentle tone and kind nature.
I rubbed his shoulders while it was happening.
And I was like, here we go. This is a big moment for me. I was kind of a jerk about not smoking, about people who smoked weed in high school.
Nick thought he was better than you if you smoked weed.
I did.
Before he had tried it.
Yes.
Correct.
You should cut that out because that makes me sound horrible. But I was a child, It's all it was just a personality thing. I think we smoked first.
Before we ate, yeah.
Before we ate. So I took a toot. I tooted on it. And some people say you don't get high your first time. I got high my first time. And it was awesome.
Dude, you got high your first time, but you went to another level your first time.
Yeah. So,
and I don't know anybody else that's happened to.
The first thing I remember was that the oven had a speed bake setting. And I thought that was so funny. Because we were baked. Yeah. Like speed bake.
Yeah.
We're baked. I was in tears. It was that funny to me. But we speed baked the pizzas.
Yes.
And it worked. And where is the speed bake setting on our ovens? I don't know. Anyways, we got the pizzas out. We divided up the pizzas. We each got 3 slices. It worked out perfectly. I found great enjoyment in the fact that we each got our equal amount of slices. And I held up all 3 slices of pizza at once. And I said, dude, the angles. Look at the angles.
So many angles.
So many angles. I mean, if you think about it, there was 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles. There was at least 3 angles. I was dumbfounded by the angles. But I think what you're getting at is I started thinking I was Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, for real. I'm not like exaggerating. I like, you know, like when you like unlock a core memory,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like I became one with like my childhood in that moment. Like, okay, this is going to sound insane because it is, and I'm going to do my best to explain. But I was Sonic the Hedgehog, okay? I am Sonic the Hedgehog. But I was also a map of the United States of America. I was a black olive. I was a penny.
What?
And I was Bugles.
The look of euphoria
Yeah,
on his face
yeah.
was it was hilarious, especially as like somebody else that was there that was also, you know, stoned.
Yeah.
The funniest fucking thing.
I was all of those things at the same time. There's no way to explain it, but that's what it was.
Dude, I just remember you being like, dude, I'm Sonic.
I was. I was. And deep down, I still am. I still am. Can I tell you something for real? I listened to the Sonic 2 soundtrack on the way over here.
I love that movie, and I love the first one.
Not the movie, the video game.
I also love that video game.
I listened to Chemical Plant Zone, Mystic Cave Zone, and Emerald Hill Zone. And full circle, those songs are as good as Baby One More Time by Britney Spears.
Nick, I really appreciate you coming over.
You're welcome. Thanks for letting me talk for like 3 hours.
Dude, it wasn't that long. It was
Oh,
like
it
an hour
felt
and a
like
half.
it. My pants are still off. My pants are still off.
Tell the people what you got going on, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
My name is Nick Sessanna. I'm in a band called Cooler. You can find us on Instagram at Cooler Mood. We have 2 really, really cool shows coming up. One is with Hotel Etiquette and Wild Ones
Yes.
at Mohawk Place. John's going to be playing that show, and we're really excited to have him on board. That's, I think, November 3rd. And then we're also playing
This is a big one. This is a big one. This one's
Blissmas?
cool.
Yeah, we're
I mean, Hotel Etiquette is really cool. This one was how fast did this one sell out?
1 minute. We're playing Bliss. It's Blissmas, right?
Yeah, it's night 1 or 2.
It's the matinee show.
Oh, same day.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's at Ironworks, and I think that's December 9th. That's a super cool show and a super cool opportunity, and we're really grateful to be on that one. But we have that coming up. I also just released an EP with my band Jaugust, which is a 5 out of 10 band name.
5 out of 10.
9. You can find that on Spotify or Apple Music. We're really proud of it. I think it's like depressing, but in a fun way, in a catchy way.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
Very catchy.
And also, I'm in a band with John called Genesee Hotel, and hopefully someday we'll write some more songs. But in the meantime, you should check out Just My Luck. It's definitely our best song.
Yeah. It's a good thing Muse wrote that one.
He did, and you know what? No shame. I got to be a part of it. Tell that to 18-year-old Nick. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for having me, John. I had a lot of fun.
I love you very much. Thank you for being on, buddy.
I
We'll
love
have
you.
you on again when the time is right.
Okay.
Thanks for sticking around, guys. StouryTime Pod across all platforms. Be sure to like and subscribe. Share with a friend. Share with a family member. I don't care. I just need the word out. Please help. That'd be awesome. We'll see you next time.
Bye, bitch.